Nityam Hallelujah.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. I have reviewed more than 400 Indian movies on the channel, and today I want to talk about the new Malayalam language science fiction comedy drama Aavasavyuham, or Aavasavyuham, the ARBIT documentation of an amphibian hunt. A pretty peculiar title for a pretty peculiar film. It was written and directed by Krishand, and it's just really fresh and out-of-the-box filmmaking that deserves a lot more recognition. It is told in the form of a mockumentary, a fake documentation, with the characters talking directly to the camera in several small interview segments. It begins with a quote, and it's not a quote by any scientist or even a real person, but by a fictitious character. It's a quote by Morticia Adams. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. Which isn't just a great quote, but I honestly just love that Krishand puts this at the beginning of his film. It refers to the illusion of our understanding of what's normal, and it also points to the animal world, which is of course our world as well and not a neatly separated area that doesn't concern us. Aavasavyuham is very much about our interactions with the world and our interactions with each other. It's about environmental issues as well as the human condition. It is set in the area of Puduvai in the southern Indian state of Kerala, and as far as I understand, it's very much dealing with very real issues of that area. But it's doing so in the way of an entertaining art house movie, and it has a strong and really delightfully fantastical element to it. It is told in 3 chapters plus a prologue and an epilogue, and the connecting tissue is that fantastical element. The mysterious man Joy, who one day just appeared in Puduvai. He doesn't say much and people assume that he might be an immigrant. But what's clear is that he shares a very unique connection with nature, like his ability to attract fish just through the sounds of his voice. As the movie progresses, his fantastical nature becomes more and more obvious, and the movie certainly has distant relatives in characters like the Swamp Thing or the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's in that classic monster tradition about some tragic, misunderstood being that gets exploited by man. It's that missing link between the animal kingdom and our civilized society. Joy is played by Rahul Rajagopal, who really nails that mysterious vibe of the character, and also its innocence and warmth. The performances overall are pretty good, and I think these are all very much fresh faces in Malayalam cinema, or actors who have only acted in a handful of films. At least I couldn't really recognize any familiar faces, which added to the mockumentary aspect of the movie. It added to the semi-real, semi-documentary feeling of it. Aside from Rahul Rajagopal as Joy, for me another standout was Neelin Sandra as Lissy. She and Joy have a very special bond. There's some real intensity and attraction between them. And again, like a variation in that classic monster tradition, there must be a beautiful girl who falls for the monster, who understands or is at least attracted to it. And after a really beautiful prologue that takes us deep into Kerala's beautiful nature, including many gorgeous little shots of little animals and insects, it culminates or climaxes in a short but very intense and raw love-making scene with Joy and Lissy, accompanied by the beating drums of the music. And it's only then that we get the title of the movie, which I just love. The prologue and then the first of 3 chapters were the absolute highlights for me. How the mockumentary approach unfolds, how these characters and the movie's unique atmosphere are introduced, how sharp and fast-paced the editing by Rakesh Chirumudam is, with really beautiful shots by director of cinematography Vishnu Prabhakar and great and driving music by Ajmal Hasbullah. And then the grounded locality of that first chapter, the world of shrimp workers, and the special relationship between Joy and Lissy, and the little story about the marriage proposal that she receives from her boss. It touches on very familiar elements, but it tells them in such a fresh and entertaining way. And again, I think Neelin Sandra is really a standout. She is kind of low-key magnetic. A simple, everyday young woman, but with a very special aura to her. And also someone who knows what she wants and looks right through the phoniness of her boss. There's this great and powerful moment in which she speaks her mind to her boss, And that man just can't take it, because it's not how things are supposed to be in his patriarchal world. How that first chapter develops and escalates is really quite wonderful. Now, it's not that I dislike the second and third chapter, not at all. They continue to touch upon different facets of the human condition by throwing that outsider character of Joy in the mix. Themes like greed and power, science and religion, politics and media sensationalism. It's all there, and like I said in the beginning, it's really fresh and out-of-the-box filmmaking that needs to be applauded. I guess I just enjoyed that sweet and also kind of erotic romantic side and the strong character of Lizzie so much that the rest couldn't completely make up for me missing it the rest of the movie. And though a runtime of under 2 hours is pretty short for Indian standards, I thought it does overstay its welcome just a little bit and runs out of steam towards the end. But that's of course just my take, and it's quite possible that other people gravitate more towards other characters and enjoy different parts of the movie more. Before I end the review, I would like to point one more time to the really unique atmosphere of the movie. The camera work is really quite marvelous. It has kind of a fuzzy, warm vibe to it and this touch of magical realism which works really well with its low-key funny and satirical approach. So in German I'd say, Aavasavyuham verpackt eine Vielzahl an Themen in einer wirklich frischen, unkonventionellen Genre-Mischung und kreiert dabei seine ganz eigene, magisch-animalische Atmosphäre. I give Aavasavyuham 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.3, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Aavasavyuham. And also, which Malayalam movie should I watch next? You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.